today we have two special guest speakers. The first one is Stephen, the creator of our exclusive mortgage protection lead program. The second guest speaker, who we're also delighted to have join us, is Kent, a very successful agent of ours out of Texas. And he's taking the time out of his busy schedule, okay, and his busy Thursday afternoon to share some insight with our agents and GAs across the country and just kind of give his take on the program and talk about some of the pluses and minuses and maybe give some tips or hints on ways to use the program in a very successful manner, which he has done over the last few years. He was one of our pilot agents that started using the program. When we initially rolled this out, we just handpicked a few agents to kind of give it a test run. So he's been there since day one, and we're very delighted to have him join us today. We also have Joseph Loughran, our Marketing Vice President, on the call. So, you know, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for taking time out of their busy schedules and joining us on today's presentation. I think this will be well worth your while. As you know, we've had this mortgage protection lead program for a few years now, and it's been very, very well. It's very, let's just say it's a great way for agents to be able to open doors and share their story, which we all know is the name of the game. Now, if you have a great referral source or you're cross-selling maybe with a health or P&C agency, maybe it's not for everyone, okay? But if you're an agent out there, especially if maybe you are captive and you just kind of spun off on your own and you're working, you know, maybe your existing book and you need more people to talk to or to see, this is a great way to build your practice, as we all know. So we've spoke about this for many years now. We have different webinars and trainings and brochures on the program, so I'm not going to beat that to death today. But what I am going to say is I know we have some agents on the call who religiously order every single week. We have other agents who have not tried the program yet. So the main point of today's presentation is really to encourage those agents to give this a shot. Okay, we have this fourth quarter fire sale for the lead program that we do the end of every year. Obviously, it's to help our agents finish out 2015 strong and to help us as an IMO finish out our year strong with all of our carriers. So it's a win-win across the board. So every single batch, okay, if you start at just the minimum 12 lead order or you go to 15 or 20, every single batch is discounted now, and of course you get your free leads above and beyond that. So it's a great opportunity to try the program, okay? The program works. It's a matter of how much time you're willing to put into it and how much you're willing to invest in yourself, but the program does work. And just think about this for a second. I think it's kind of common sense. So we don't make any money on the program, not one penny, okay? We're counting on our agents obviously turning these leads into sales because that's where we make our override dollars, and that's where you make money. So as soon as you start to sell us as an IMO, that's when we make our income, okay? We all live week to week, okay? We all basically, how do they say it? You kill what you eat kind of thing. So we know that if you're not successful, we're not successful. So if we're not making any money on these leads, it actually costs us money to have our agents participate. If the program didn't work or we had agents that only tried it once and never came back, we would never sit here for 3 years now pitching the program every month and sending out emails every Monday for the lead orders. It just wouldn't make sense. We're better off looking into other programs and focusing our efforts and dollars on other training platforms, okay? So I think the proof is in the pudding, okay? The program works. Is it for everybody? No. If you're willing to put the time in and you have a system that works, like Kent will go over, then it could be very, very successful for you and any of your downline agents. So with that said, we're also going to give away a free batch of leads to the 100th registrant, and we're going to announce the winner after today's call. We have about 40 minutes, so just sit back, relax, take out a pen and paper, jot down any questions, comments that you might have, and of course we will visit those questions after the call. You can email, call us, whatever's easier for you. We're here to help you, as you know. So moving forward, very, very important date that I want everyone to jot down. That's April 8th of 2016. This is our annual Agent Expo. The reason why I bring this up on every webinar, because it's very important that you're qualifying now. Okay, if you look at the minimum production levels, they start at just $15,000 of paid premium. Okay, that's all life, annuity, long-term care, disability, critical illness, cancer. Every product that we market here is covered in our contest. So it starts at just $15,000, okay, and you can win. It's one free night at our beachfront location, okay, all the way to round-trip airfare to and from anywhere in the country, okay, plus an additional night at our beachfront location. So even if you're a GA, you have agents under you, we have different qualification levels, but of course everyone can qualify with all business written through Levinson, and it's very important to start qualifying now. And of course, if you're new with us or you want to just drive in, the expo is free to all active agents. We bring in breakfast, snacks, lunch. All of our top underwriters, VPs, our top carriers come in from around the country. We'll have a surprise keynote speaker at the end of the day, a great opportunity to network with the Levinson successful agents that are literally spread out in almost every city in the country. So a day you do not want to miss, April 8th, 2016. So moving forward here, we are honored and very proud. Once again, this is the second time in 12 months we are featured on the cover of Insurance Newsnet magazine. This is the October issue. Today's the 1st, so you will see this any day now in your mailbox. Insurance Newsnet magazine, we are on the cover, and we are talking about our Sell While You Sleep platform combined with our latest technology to help you, the agent, make more sales and drive traffic to your website and social media pages. This is the way of the future, and if you're not taking advantage or learning this process now, you are falling behind. So the editor was intrigued with what we're doing. They asked us to do a full-page interview and article on the platform. That's what this is about. We are delighted and honored to be featured in this magazine. In fact, we'll email out a copy of the article in today's email. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That's part of the interview there. I think that's on page 21. You can just kind of see the highlighted areas is what we're focusing and drilling down on. It all has to do with life insurance selling and utilizing today's technology. Okay, moving forward here, I'm going to introduce Joseph Loughran. He's going to talk about our new scholarship platform and how easy it is to now have clients enroll themselves in the free scholarship platform. There's no excuse to not use the iGenius platform. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I just want to cover some upcoming webinars that we're actually having as early as next week. Of course, just like you're on today's webinar, you can go to kerrylevinson.com, actually access our upcoming training calendar, and you can register for any one of these upcoming sessions and join just like you are today. So I just want to point out, next week on the 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern, we're covering some disability income agent sales tools. That's going to be co-hosted by Illinois Mutual. We're really focusing on their agent website, some of the tools and platforms they've developed to actually help agents go out and uncover more DI sales. So that's going to run about 30 minutes, again on October 6th. Now the 8th, which is Thursday of next week at 2 p.m. Eastern, we're covering a very unique product that actually has 3 different sales concepts rolled into one. So we're going to start out actually talking about, obviously everyone's first concern with life insurance is dying too young. And then we're going to talk about the second concern, which is getting sick during your working years, because this product actually has living benefits built into it. And then the third thing we're going to talk about as far as what those three different sales concepts in one unique product is living too long. This is actually one of the only life insurance products in the industry that has a guaranteed stream of income for retirement. So we're going to cover all three of those again. That is on the 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then a very special webinar the following week on the 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're actually going to be talking about using the Levinson Impaired Risk Department to actually turn your decline cases into brand new commissions. We're going to focus on all the tools and resources that our in-house underwriter, Amanda Marquez, will actually help you out with. Of course, that is with the Levinson Impaired Risk Department, the 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern. Like I mentioned, you can go right to CarrieLevinson.com, register for every single one of these training sessions. You can also visit our YouTube channel. We've got about 106 different videos on everything from our underwriting software to some of the new products that Bill mentioned in that October issue of Insurance Newsnet. So definitely a lot of great material if you have some time to go check that out.
Okay, thanks, Joe. I'm going to roll into what's new at Levinson and then dive into the new self-enrollment process for the scholarship platform, and then we're going to dive into the presentation. So real quick, because we're running a little behind already, what's new at Levinson? And as you all know, we don't just sit back here and say, you know what, we have a great platform. We're one of the top IMOs in the country, so we're going to sit back, service our agents, and basically see and hope that we get great premium and cases in the door. We don't do that. We are one step ahead always. We simply wear two hats. One is servicing our agents day to day. The second hat is always pointing in the opposite direction to look what's coming next. You always have to be one step ahead of the competition and roll out all of the latest and greatest platforms and products. And that's exactly what you're on right now with the LEAD program. So the new guaranteed issue product that we just rolled out is an awesome product, and no one else has this because, A, issue ages up to 80 all the way to $40,000 with a guaranteed death benefit. Okay, that is huge. What I love about the product, there's three questions. Okay, if the client answers yes to every question, they go right to guaranteed issue, policy is mailed, done. If the client answers no, they simply get a 20% extra added on to their death benefit. So instead of $40,000, the client gets $48,000 for the same exact premium. So it's really, really neat. It's offered by Great Western. We're one of the first IMOs to roll this out. If you're interested, let us know. We'll get you up and running. Okay, as you know, if you're with us a while, we give out free agent websites to all active Levinson agents. You can go to insprofessional.com. So what we did just recently is we made these websites mobile accessible. So now your clients can literally dial you in either from any smartphone, any iPhone, and your website formats, okay, to their cell phone. So they can run quotes, they can use the calculator, they can even buy a life insurance policy right from their iPhone, right from your website, and you get full credit. So that's really neat. If you're not using the new mobile accessible template, go back in and you can simply download the template and you'll be up and running. If you need help, give us a call. We will get you up and running. We also have a new final expense quote engine available for your clients on all agent websites. The ultimate door opener, University Plus Youth Life. I love this product, okay? And the reason why is because premiums start at just $2 a month. That includes a whole life guaranteed product with 1 year free scholarship, all for a couple dollars a month. No grandparent or parent is going to say no to this. This will help you open doors and then cross-sell, talk about long-term care, annuities, estate planning, universal life products. The point is, this is an easy way to get the conversation started because no parent or grandparent is going to say no to $3 a month for little Johnny or little Susie to have, say, a $15,000 whole life policy with 1 free year scholarship to over 330 colleges across the country. The best part is you simply have a link, okay? You being the agent, your client clicks on the link, runs a quote, signs up online, instant approval, and prints their policy, all while you did nothing. So that is the ultimate door opener. Love that product. Just below that, we have great news. We just got the green light about 10 days ago, okay? As you know, we created the Lightning Term product, the first term product to ever come to the surface with an instant approval, okay? So this is 100% client-driven with instant approval. So now we just got the green light. Coming out January 1 of 2016, we have the level guaranteed version. So the same process where the client goes online, runs a quote, signs up in 3 minutes, gets instant approval, policy gets mailed directly to the client within 3 days. All policies come with a scholarship. So now we're going to have the mortgage decreasing side, then we have the level guaranteed side. So, of course, we own the patent on that. We are the only IMO that can market and sell the product, so you know your competition is not out there pitching the same thing. Just under that, Levinson in the news. So in the September Broker World and Insurance Newsnet magazine, we are featured with a full-page article. And then, most important, coming out today, we are on the cover, and we are the featured cover story of Insurance Newsnet magazine. And then November, we're featured in the Tech Guide issue in the same magazine. So we're very excited about that, as you can imagine. Just under that, Assurity is rolling out today the new First to Die simplified issue whole life product. We haven't heard this term in years. This is brand new to the marketplace. We're going to send out an email on the new product with a webinar attached. So First to Die from Assurity Life. Just under that, and we can move to the next slide here, Joe, we were talking about the new scholarship platform and how easy it is now for clients to enroll themselves. So as soon as you sell any of the qualifying products, we now have 5 carriers and almost 50 products that all qualify for scholarship. Well, it's so easy now to get your clients in the program. You simply send them an email, okay? They click on the link, enroll themselves, and you are done. It takes literally about 5 seconds to hit the send button, and you are done. So we made this as easy as possible. There's no more excuses for this. Okay, let's dive into today's presentation. Joe's going to touch on our 4th quarter fire sale lead pricing, and then we're going to dive into our 2 guest presenters. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So obviously this is very exciting for us. Like Bill mentioned, we do 4th quarter pricing every single year. As today is October 1st, we're actually announcing the special pricing today. So very importantly about the mortgage lead program, for everybody to know that these are not shared leads. They are exclusive to each agent. The minimum order is 12 leads, and as you can see from the screen, I've actually broken down the 4th quarter special pricing, which is starting next week. On Monday, we'll be ordering the leads. So for ordering 12 leads, that cost per lead has gone down to $17. You're going to get additional 3 free leads, so that's about a 5% savings compared to last week's rates. And then if we move down that chart to ordering 15 leads, that cost per lead is just $16 with 4 free leads. You're going to save about 11% compared to last week's and beginning of the year's pricing. And then if you order 20 leads, that cost per lead goes all the way down to $15 per lead. You're going to receive 5 additional free leads, so you're getting a total of 25 leads. That 4th quarter savings is 16%. So pretty big increase in the amount of money you can save, especially to give you a little more purchasing power with those leads. Like we always mention, there's no minimum order contract. So if you'd like to try these for 1 week, let's say you would like to try next week, take advantage of that 4th quarter special pricing, you can do that. Leads are delivered via email every single Tuesday. So if I literally order on the 5th, which is Monday of next week, I will receive my leads on Tuesday afternoon, which is the following day, via email from our office. Of course, like Bill mentioned, we don't make any money on these leads. We're doing it to help increase production. So we do ask that all lead business be placed through our office. Obviously, that's something that we incorporate in every single lead batch. So we're very excited about the pricing. Not to mention, another great incentive for every agent that takes advantage of the program is the lead reimbursement program that we put together.
Yep, and it's very simple. You sell a lead, you get reimbursed for the lead, so it winds up costing you zero. Okay? Very simple. Application goes in. As soon as the policy goes in force, you let us know. We cut you back a check for the dollars that you put out for every single lead. So you sell the lead, we cut you back a check for the price of that lead. That simple. Okay, moving forward here, we're going to dive into our next part of the presentation with our two guest speakers. The first one is Stephen, who actually created the program, and he's excellent friends with my father. I think they're going on about 25 years now where they have been working together. So the trust is there, the friendship is there, the business relationship is there, and we couldn't have picked a better partner than Stephen to roll out the exclusive mortgage protection lead program. Steve's going to give you a little insight and give you his take on the program and gives you some ins and outs. Steve, you there?
Yes, I am, Bill. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Can you hear me fine? Okay.
Yes.
I want to thank Bill and Joe for their time, for giving me the opportunity to speak to you guys out there. And I especially want to thank Kent, as Bill did earlier, breaking away from his busy schedule to take his time to share his personal experiences about this mortgage lead program. I want to first just let you know a little about myself. I know that Bill just mentioned my long relationship with Carrie. It's probably longer than 25 years, probably closer to 30 years. But be that as it may, you know, he and I have broken bread quite a few times together, and we've always had a terrific relationship. I have been in the business well over 37 years myself, and I started using a lead program like this about 18 years ago. It took me, frankly, it took me a while to find a program that I felt really worked, as well as getting really good on the phone to make it pay off for me. I will say this, and I know that Bill said this before, it's not easy. You know, these are not the lay downs. You're not going to call each and every person that you get as a lead, and they're going to be waiting to buy insurance from you. And maybe not everyone can do this either, you know. Maybe not everyone will experience the success that I have had. And I will tell you, and as Bill said before, as many people who've gotten to participate in this program, like Kent and many others, have found success in this type of program. So the question is that I throw out to you agents out there, and I'm really gearing this more for the newcomers, the people that haven't participated, is why haven't you? Okay, what stopped you from participating in this mortgage lead program? And also I'll add to this the agents that perhaps have tried this once and for a variety of reasons just didn't go back to it. You know, for me, I decided 18 years ago that I was going to invest in my business, in my career, and in my talent. And it has paid off very handsomely for me. You know, income-wise, it has recognition and free trips and conventions and so forth, all the niceties that you can experience in the insurance industry. And I imagine, you know, all of us have gotten into this business for one primary purpose, and that's to make a living, to provide for our families and so forth. And as was said earlier also, a program like this will get you and keep you busy. You will have plenty of people to contact. It's a matter of being organized. I think Kent will show a lot of insight into how he does it and what's made him successful, you know. But I wanted to play a little scenario with you folks out there. And I want you to imagine, let's say you put an order in for 20 leads. And you actually will receive 25 leads with the 5 free leads that go with that, with our fourth quarter incentive. The total outlay to the agent would be $300, obviously. Okay. Now, um, let's just say conservatively, and I'm being very conservative. Let's say you can close on 20%, 1 out of 5 of those cases. Okay, that would amount to 5 apps. Okay, and I'm not talking about husband and wife. I'm just talking five apps in the household. Okay, and let's say at the end, because we know about shrinkage, 3 of those apps go through, get issued, and get paid on. Okay, I'm going to again use a very conservative figure, and I think if Kent would stop snickering long enough, I'll say the average sale would amount to $1,000 of annual premium. Okay, so the end result is the agent has put out $300. Didn't have to break much of a sweat. Did take some time. Did take some talent, but didn't have to dig ditches to do this, and came back with about $3,000 in his pocket. To me, that doesn't sound like too bad of a return. And that's what this whole thing is about. You know, not each and every lead is going to be a gold mine, but it's the mining of the gold that's going to get you to the finish line. You know, what this is all about is investing in yourselves. If you believe in your talent, invest in it. And I'll say this, and I'm not saying this as a salesperson, but I'll say this realistically. If you're going to try it, don't try it once. Okay? Even though lightning can strike at any time with any of these leads, the probability is that you'll see a good rise in activity and a good rise in closing and a good rise in premium dollars. It's not to say that lightning couldn't be found in a bottle in any one lead, but I wouldn't count on it. And I think Kent would tell you the same things. But what this is that it gives all of us a chance at success with these leads. As Bill said a moment ago, and I'll repeat it again, it's about staying busy. It's about talking to people. It's about touching enough people where you open the doors and are able to make sales from that. Okay. The last thing I basically want to say is this. And before I say this, I will tell you that this program works. You know, I mean, I'd love to have the time to just parade the many, many people who have participated and continue to participate and continue to see this success in this, okay? But the last thing I want to say is this. If you decide to order, and today is Thursday, the next orders coming into Joe would be sent by the agents on Monday, and you'll receive the batch of leads on Tuesday. Between now and then, for any of you people who are not familiar with the telephone approach, with the telephone script, it's out there on the Levinson web in the library. Get access to it. If you have a problem finding it, call the office. They'll help you find it. But I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to have the best shot possible out of the gate of being a success. And that means being able to get on the phone, feeling comfortable, feeling assured, feeling confident, and knowing the right way to approach people and the questions to ask and so forth. In a moment, Joe's going to put up some sample leads so you have an idea what it looks like, and you know, it'll speak for itself. But it's very important, and I can't stress this enough. You've got to feel comfortable on the phone. You have to look at the phone as a friend, okay? And I'm sure that Kent will further relate his personal experiences on his approach to this whole program. This mortgage lead here that we're looking at, the sample lead number 1, is basically what the layout looks like that you'll receive. On the very top left, you'll see the county of the state that you're ordering for. This is Colorado, by the way. On the top right, you'll see the mortgage amount. You'll then see below the mortgagee and the address and that part of it. And then below, you'll see the borrower and as well as a co-borrower, if that's applicable. and their names, their date of births, male, female, the heights and weights, and if they're smokers or non-smokers. And then, of course, most importantly is contact numbers. And everyone has one at least valid number, and in good many cases there's 2 or 3, because we have room for that with the personal phone numbers and cell numbers and so forth. I want to stress to you that when you get your leads and you look at these leads, don't just jump on the phone. Look at them, feel comfortable as far as the names of the people and the ages, and get an idea, form a picture of the type of product, based on the age, based on the mortgage amount. And I can't stress strongly enough, you're making the call, you're the professional. You have control of the conversation. Use your time wisely. Ask questions and listen, because you'll always gain more from listening than from talking. And Kent, I think, will also add to this that as you're having your conversation with the people on these leads, more and more will come out as you try to bring it out from them. And you'll find a good many sales that you make will be much more than what you initially called them about, which, let's say in a case like this, is a term policy for $245,000. You may end up with an altogether different situation, but you opened the door based on this, and it's very simple. There's another lead that is more geared for the simplified type of situation, non-medical, again, based on the amount of the mortgage as well as the respondents' ages. These are younger people, so, an Assurity or an Illinois Mutual or a Mutual of Omaha, any of the simplified type of products that are available through the Levinson Group would be applicable here. But the information is the same, and the approach is the same. And it's just a matter of getting good at this, okay? And that's why I say you practice. You get the script, you read it, you role play perhaps with your spouse or a business partner or whomever, and just feel comfortable about it as what you would do on a phone call. That's all I've really got. I don't want to take up too much time. I know that Kent wants to jump in now. And I thank you all very much for your time. And I hope that for the ones that haven't participated, you do give this a shot, because I think in the end, you'll find this to be a very, very successful way to make money in the insurance business. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you very much, Steve. Great job. So next up, we have Kent, and we all think that it's really important that our agents hear from a real street agent who's out there making it happen, using the program every day, and that can relate to the rest of our agents and GAs that are in a similar position. So without further ado, I want to introduce Kent all the way from Texas. Kent?
Thank you very much, Bill, Joe, and Steve. Appreciate it. I'd like to thank especially the Levinson agency for their innovation and their support. Not every agency is able to provide the kind of support that they do their agents, and if you don't believe me, just go test the market. I'd like to make a comment that the rates are about to go up in our housing market. The government's announced that, and they continue to stay on that theme. So this means that more people will be purchasing homes or refinancing their homes. So fourth quarter actually is one of the best times to actually purchase leads and go down a path of reaching people, because believe it or not, they set their objectives for the end of the year and they want to accomplish certain things, and life insurance has a tendency to fall in that fourth quarter of things that people want to accomplish, and they're getting bonus money, they're getting things, and they have some additional income where they can spend it. So I would encourage you to think about this quarter being your go-to quarter to have a leap off into the new year. I'd like to mention that the leads are obviously the #1 challenge in our world of selling. So this program is just one tool that may be used to build your book. I would encourage everyone to focus on 3 primary lead sources for their business, this being one, and wherever you find your other 2, be creative. But this is a very magical way to, I call the insurance world like I call baseball. I'm an old baseball player, but hitting singles, doubles, triples, and singles, or I'm sorry, home runs, there's an analogy with insurance. There's a lot of singles that are hit. There's quite a few doubles. There's a few triples, and every blue moon you're going to hit a home run. And likewise, in this mortgage lead program, there are several singles that you're going to hit, but you're looking for that double, you're looking for that triple, and you're looking for that home run. And believe me, if you go through enough singles, you're going to find the home run. So I would encourage everybody to look at different sources, but look at this one as a way to build security in your business, because I believe in building the business two ways, security and profitability. And if I had to define that for you, security is where you're building monthly premiums coming into your bank account, where profitability is where you're getting those 10,000 and 20,000 large insurance policies to come in, and they're the ones that help you buy the furniture and buy the cars, and those are your triples and your home runs. So this business is relevant to paying your light bill and the many things that are day-to-day needs for living. This lead program is a calculated risk. Steve mentioned something along that lines, and what I mean is, all we have to do is kind of do the simple math on how much we spend versus how much we bring in. But Steve did the simple math that I typically have done on all my lead programs, and basically it comes down to the agent and how how aggressively you're going to work these leads. So it's a numbers game. All of this is a numbers game, and I would encourage everybody to think of it as a numbers game, and when the phone gets heavy, pick it up and make another call. The mortgage lead program is really a door opener or an icebreaker, and you can target up from $10 a month to $1,000 a month just based on how many leads you're willing to buy and how many times you're willing to pick up the phone and make the call, because the more phone calls you make, the more opportunities you have to place business. So again, it comes down to being a numbers game. So I use an acronym when I'm on the phone with my folks, and even when I'm out in public, it's FORM. If you're not taking notes, it's one thing I would encourage you to write down. F as in family, O as in occupation, R as in recreation, and M as in message. And that's exactly how you'd speak to people. You say, hey, Joe, I see you have a nice family. What is it you do for a living? What do you guys do for fun, in Plano? And, then you ultimately get to the message. Have you ever thought about, protecting your family through, a life insurance policy? If something were to happen to you, what would your wife do? How would she pay off the mortgage? So that can take place in public, or that can take place on the phone. It's just a very easy way to engage in conversation if anybody's not comfortable with, small talk. Again, the icebreaker is to discuss the mortgage protection interest. It's evidenced by the completed questionnaire that they returned. So remember, they returned that looking for quotes for insurance. So after I confirm the date of birth, the height, the weight, all the information that comes back on that form, that's where the stage of the relationship goes to a different level. So it's important to start talking. The more you talk in the beginning, the more they're going to become comfortable to talk, and then that's when you shut up and let them do most of the talking and play the 75-25 rule, where you listen 75% of the time. So the follow-up is probably the most important piece of the program. As Steve mentioned, and I just asked the question, and everybody knows, did you know oftentimes prospects make decisions based on the day they're having? There's a lot of folks out there that will, they won't make a decision to have insurance today, but tomorrow they wake up and they have a great day, and their spouse treats them right, and their kids are acting great, and all of a sudden they feel good. Well, they're more inclined to make a decision that's positive versus if they're not having a fruitful day, obviously they're going to go tell you to pound sand. So I would encourage everybody to understand that eating crow is a big part of this business. And if I could name my business again, I would probably call it Eat Crow Insurance, because more times often than not, I've been on the phone with a prospect, and instead of me eating crow and making my client right, I thought I had to be right, and I thought I had to have the answers. And I would encourage everybody as they season and mature through this business that you would let your client be right. Meet them where they are. You know how to spell insurance. You know the ins and outs of how this insurance conversation goes. This is new to our audience, and we must be patient, and we must eat that crow so that we can be humble, come off with humility, and not be arrogant, because there are 2 or 3 or many professions in the industry of America that people despise: car dealers, car salespeople, life insurance people, attorneys. You can go on with the list, but my point is that the more you become a real person to that person on the other end of the phone, the higher the chances that you're going to be relatable, be transparent, and actually make a sale. So I hope that helps everyone. And so timing is everything. No doesn't mean no. It just means not now. And when I say that, most people don't follow up. After about 2 or 3 times, they give up. So I would encourage you to make 9 or 10 calls to your client. Just be very aggressive, be very patient, and understand your calendar is going to dictate your attitude. Most agents make the initial call, but never make a second or even a 6th attempt. So just understand you got to make yourself different, and why your agency or your company is a differentiator, or what's your differentiator versus the agent down the road. So I'll conclude with the 4 things that I believe are important in the business: is to be the first agent to call, because other people will get these leads, not within the Levinson group, but you're not the only game in town in the history of insurance, so let's be realistic. So be the first agent to call that prospect. Be consistent. Number 2, be persistent. And the 4th things, be decisive. Don't waste your time after 9 or 10 calls. I mean, let's get real then. You're going to spend your time calling those newbies that you're buying. So keep it simple, and get a 3-ring binder, do a 3-hole punch, put these things in it. You can be real. I'm a tech-savvy guy, but over all the organization that I used to have, I've come to realize that simplicity, and I'm an old school guy as well, old school is the best way to run this business. And real speak, I'll just speak a couple things that I think are important, and I've said it once, I'll say it again: eat crow. Let the prospect be right. Number 2, don't overthink the business. I really approve what Steve said about getting your leads, thinking about them, kind of massaging them, getting to know. But I will contradict that a little bit, and I'll say, just make the phone call. Just make the phone call, get on the phone. Ask the right questions, just be yourself. Just make the phone call. And when you get a no, just make the next phone call. Finally, treat this like a business. When you get frustrated, make a call. When you get a no, make a call. When you don't have any money in your bank account, make a call. When you have a lot of money in your bank account, make a call. Good luck to everyone. I appreciate the time today, and I've been doing this about 13 years now, and I would encourage everyone just to stay with it, keep positive, and again, just be real and eat lots of crow. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Kent. That's about as real as it gets. So we really appreciate the insight, Ken, and I can say, and I think Joe and Steve will agree with me, but Kent is a very successful, real agent that tells it exactly the way it is. There's no sugarcoating or anything. So with that said, thank you very much to the guest speakers. Thank you, Joe. We have a couple more slides here. This last slide is a resource that we put together for all attendees, and on the left side you can see the sample lead scripts. On the right side we have all of the FAQs that are built around the mortgage lead program. So any questions you might have most likely are answered on this FAQ sheet that's on our website, which will also be mailed out to all attendees. We also have a few other mailer lead programs that we put together as well. So these are obviously a little different. The way these work is it's a co-op price here. We send out a batch of mailers on your behalf with your name and address, so everything goes right back to you, and you control all of the calls, and everything is basically dependent on you on how quick you're going to call the lead, follow up, and make the sale. So Joe's going to touch on these briefly, and then I want to touch quickly on the e-applications and the drop tickets. So as soon as you have that lead or prospect on the phone and they're willing to buy in and fill out the app, you can literally pull up a link, sign them up in less than 5 minutes, and you're done. So we make it very, very easy for you, and then we'll announce today's free lead batch winner. Joe, you there?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So real quickly here, of course, looking at the left-hand side, the Transamerica Co-op Direct Mail Program, like Bill mentioned, specifically for final expense clients, they do mail out 1,000 mailers. That includes the postage, the printing. You'll see it's $330 per 1,000. Again, you'll see on the screen here, we order those. The cutoff is every Wednesday, middle of the week by noon. The average response time is about 2 weeks. The great thing I'll say about this program is if you're interested or you think you might be leaning towards a direct mail program, you can actually send in the zip codes, the demographics, the age bracket, the income amount. What Transamerica will do is they will actually give you a listing of those zip codes, let you know exactly how many qualified prospects are within that area so that you can know you're mailing to the right area and actually getting to the people that you want to receive these mailers. So it's a great program. Again, you can access it right on the CarrieLevinson.com website. On the right-hand side, we have another great final expense mail piece, which is actually centered around the Legacy Safeguard program, which is not exactly a particular insurance product, but more so a platform by which you can actually help make final expense sales. So that one's a little bit more. It's about $420 per 1,000 mailers. The Legacy Safeguard program is pretty unique. It's basically a third-party program that gives your client all the end-of-life planning services they would need, including an estate planning attorney, discounts on the actual cost of the funeral home. They will actually help the client negotiate the price of the funeral because I don't know, let's say as a consumer, the exact cost of what a casket would be or the flowers. So they'll help actually negotiate all of that. They'll help with grief counseling support to the beneficiaries, bereavement travel assistance. There's even a CD and a DVD that goes along with this sales kit. So if you're interested, reach out. We'll get that out to you right away. Also, we have a special co-op annuity lead program, which is actually headed up by Josh Hoffman, who is our in-house annuity specialist. He is at extension 23. This is actually specifically targeting annuity leads. The cost is $510 per 1,000. Reach out to Josh Hoffman, and he can actually go through the overall process. But the average response rate on the annuity program is about 2.5%. So, of course, you're paying a little bit more for the annuity mailers, but as we all know, those annuity cases are going to give you a little bit higher of an income or commission off of each individual case. So a lot of great options depending on which lead program you'd like to dive into.
Thank you, Joe. And just to mention, too, another great resource, Joe brought it up, but Josh Hoffman in our office, he's a CLU, CHFC. He has a master's in finance. He worked as an internal at MetLife and ING. If you have any questions or you need some guidance on advanced case design or advanced case marketing or tax questions, utilize Josh. Even with annuities or any kind of estate planning, universal life or indexed UL, pick up the phone, and he's at your service. Great person to speak to, very patient, and knows the ins and outs. Also, I'll mention quickly, Amanda Marquez, for any declined cases, any rated up cases, even if it was through us or even through another competitor of ours, use Amanda. She is our in-house underwriter, knows all of the ins and outs, has the right relationships with the head of our underwriting team. She has all of the reinsurance guides, okay? So definitely pick up the phone, call Amanda as well. I'm going to end with this last slide, and then we'll give away our free leads. So it's important as you're using the mailer program or you're using the mortgage lead platform, okay, as soon as you, and this goes for any of your prospects or clients, as soon as they buy in and they say, you know what, Bill, I'm ready to pull the trigger. I want a $100,000 20-year term with Banner, whichever company that you're talking about, you can go right through our website, pull up the drop ticket or the e-app. You can walk the client through the process online in less than 5 minutes, okay? All of those carriers have either the drop ticket and or the online e-application, okay? So if you have a question, let us know. We'll get you very comfortable and familiar with the process. And then if you look on the right side, okay, and as you know, I'm always talking about how important it is to have a website and Facebook and, know how to use the online e-applications or electronic policy delivery. And the reason why I'm not just talking to talk, but if you look at these statistics on the right-hand side, the proof is in the pudding. We need to know this stuff. I don't care if you're 17 or you're 84. Okay, we need to know the basic ins and outs with the Internet in our own agent websites. Okay, in 2000, 361 million users. 15 years later, there's 4.2 billion users. Okay, everybody, including my grandma, who's now 93, okay, has a Facebook page. Everyone knows how to surf the Internet these days. So you need to have the exposure to build your business. It's that simple. Okay, so with that said, our free lead batch winner and our 100th registrant for today's presentation is Kathy G. That's Kathy G. Congratulations. And once again, we appreciate everyone taking the time to listen in on our exclusive mortgage lead platform. And I'm gonna end with this, and then we will talk next week on our next presentation. The industry is always about changing, and that's exactly what we all need to do to keep moving forward. I love this analogy. So the way that things are moving nowadays, okay, you have to take chances, okay, make these small changes, try new programs like this lead program or other platforms that we offer, okay? You have to look at your business like the way you look at a car moving forward, okay, and you have a flat tire. You need to change that flat tire while the car is still moving forward, okay? That's how fast things are changing nowadays. And we all have to look ahead and see what's next. We're here to help you every step of the way. Have a great rest of the week and a great weekend. Take care.